They came.
That's a good point. The ultimate does give a ton of EHP thanks to the plus armor.
There is the Monet CK.
Oof. Somebody say something about that? That was you, right, Kevin? Kyle?
No, I fought against it. I was like, it's too early. But it's good now. Good against
Yeah.
Clinks. They're semi-solidified in their lineup. It's pretty much always going to be good against Razor.
I feel like the 4 position is the hero you're most concerned about as CK, because if it's something that lanes against you well and then can deal with the illusions later on, you're in trouble.
Yeah,
but
that's
these
like
2 supports are feed.
Let's stop.
What's
Let's
up?
hesitate a little bit before we say that CK is so good against Razor, because obviously as the game goes on, it's a hard counter. But we are showing 2 melee cores right now against a Razor. We have to have a solution for the lane.
You can aggro into a Razor with AA Tiny CK and absolutely destroy him. And if you look at this EHome, what I could assume that's your tri lane. Like,
yeah, that's terrifying.
that's not so strong.
Isn't it just going to be Razor mid, though? So you can't try lane it?
Sure, it could be, but
That's
then the argument that you're against 2 melee cores doesn't matter because RNG get the last pick.
Yeah, they still get to pick a good matchup against Razor.
But I guess
Lena or something.
Hypothetically, the EHome could try to force the Razor, in which case then you try lane him, right?
That's excellent choice.
Hard counter.
That's true. That is the danger of the CK,
Bruise
to your
split,
point.
and you give him that one spell that nobody knows about, and all your illusions die.
Yep.
140-second cooldown. Too bad. But you could buy Ags, and it's only 110-second cooldown being wasted.
That doesn't sound so good.
Yeah, it's a garbage.
Man, CK Eggs is bad, huh?
It's real shit.
It doesn't even have that like Slark Eggs factor where the upgrade isn't that amazing, but at least don't you get like duration and cooldown?
The Slark one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or cooldown?
It's AoE, isn't it?
When you
Well, yeah, it gives them the AoE, but it upgrades the other aspects of it a little bit.
How sure are we that this is a mid Razor? Because I don't know if I'm feeling it.
Not sure at all right now.
When we were talking about experience, about like legend players, Ferrari and Razor do not seem to me as.
He's played a fair amount of it.
He's played a bit, yeah, in this qualifier.
I suppose.
It's not you're
not a huge fan.
Is it the best use
fair.
of his talents? Maybe not.
What would be is the question. What pick?
What's
I'm worried.
What's the game-winning hero
I'm still
here?
worried that they're setting up for a 5th pick Arc Warden,
which was, I believe, banned already.
I didn't see that. Okay.
Second phase.
Anxiety can go away.
I am having trouble seeing that.
You might need a stronger prescription. I can.
You can
call my friend. He's an ophthalmologist.
Oh, okay.
You can
yeah,
look at
that's
the
right.
yeah,
I
the
forgot
regular
there's another
draft screen.
monitor. All right. Durr.
It's okay, Alan. You want to move closer? We could get a different chair for you.
Like a wheelchair? Is that what you're talking about?
Wow.
Can move closer at any point.
Oh, you really needed the setup there. Was that the big dunk?
Were you trying to do
So we call an alley-oop in the biz.
Oh, sure.
Who was it that
Put
played
that
the
on a poster.
position for
There's
Clinks?
your mid.
Was it EHome?
That's more like it.
Better.
It was in the tiebreakers, right? That we
Yeah,
saw
remember.
the Clinks come out.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I really like this. It's more of a Ferrari hero. It's my concern earlier. And in addition to Alan's point, one of the good points that he's made, this qualifiers, and there have been many, Razor is far better suited to dealing with one of these melee heroes in a side lane than he would be to go up against an unknown mid player and a mid player selection. Purge, what would you do here if you're RNG?
However,
Oh, I don't like playing against Storm these days. I just feel like people always pick it last, and it's only in good circumstances, and then I just have a really hard time. I think CK can work, certainly, because if there's a big fight going on, and like you get one stun on Storm, like CK's damage is so heavy in short bursts that you can certainly pick him off, but
EHome have 0 stuns.
not sure.
Are
They have
RNG just gonna
Stormfall.
are they just gonna death profit or something?
EHome have 0 stuns, and they have
Death
nothing
Wait, do
to
you
deal
mean
with BKBs.
Do you mean RNG is 0 stuns?
I think
No,
that's the
not true.
perfect
They all
pick,
have
actually. Basskip, that was a good,
Which
that's
one?
a good idea.
What?
DP.
Yeah, I think they just death profit on RNG. They need a little bit more building damage as
Yeah.
well from their mid hero.
They could Lena too, but DP's just.
RNG.
OD.
RNG won. What is this EHome lineup have? They have no stuns apart from Storm, Pole, and Bruce Split, and they have nothing to deal with BKBs on OD and CK.
You know, I thought for
That's
a
not true.
while that
Razor is good
Alan's-
at against BKB heroes. It's semi-irrelevant. He just saps and ultis. Clinks
true.
does
But
tons
they're-
of physical damage.
But he can deal with one of them.
I always thought Alan was more of a Gandalf. Now I realize he's a Count Dooku, because only the Sith deal in absolutes. This is not a game that RNG can just walk to victory. And in fact, I would lean EHome. I think their team fight is a lot better this game. And if they can just get to a point where they have BKBs on all 3 cores, I ask you, Alan, a proponent of BKB piercing disables, do you see any on the side of RNG? Do you spy any?
Yes,
Oh,
the
but
level
I think
20
it's hard
CK
to-
talent.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
And
Rift
the AAO,
pierces spell
technically.
immunity.
But I don't think that's enough. And
It's
I
not.
will lean EHome because I just want to be different.
I think EHome are going to win the lanes, but RNG are going to win the game.
Okay.
That's my take on
I'm a
this one.
CK stan. Let's do it, CK. Prove me wrong. Prove me
Alright,
you can do it.
Beautiful.
Let's check the odds. Most
Okay.
people agree with my panel, but you know what? Dare to be different, boys and girls. I think EHome's still going to take it. They got Zhao 8. You guys talk about betting on heroes. Let's just remove
The
all
legend.
that. Zhao 8, one of, I'd say 3 or 4 players that has an argument that he could be considered the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Let's see if he can
Certainly.
get his team to TI as we enter the game. We'll also be bidding goodbye to who? Who's leaving?
I don't know.
Why don't we keep Basskip here in case I get confused on his hotkeys?
Alright.
Just for this
Alright,
first
sounds
game.
good.
Just in
And
case
then-
I need to take over on observing.
Yes.
Okay.
Alan,
gotcha.
Do,
wait.
gentlemen. Yes.
Any last words?
Yeah, I think RNG will take it. I think we'll be talking about 1-0.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see what your hotkeys are. Sick. It worked.
Nice.
Yeah, all of so the drop downs are all the same. Gold, XP, and win rate are on the numpad.
Oh, I see. This makes a lot of sense, actually. If you want to click drag, you press that, and then it's going to be fine, most likely. Your DPI is lower than mine would be, but that's
Do you know what DPI stands for?
Dots per inch.
I'm scared to guess.
I don't think it's dots per inch, but I'm going to Google it just to see.
I'm
Now
going
I'm
What do you
curious.
think
to
it
ruin
stood
your
for?
DPI. Okay, that feels better.
It is dots per inch.
Damn, dude.
Wow.
That was like what a platypus do you last night.
What?
No,
You know, platypus?
yeah,
Oh.
you got me. I got boomed.
That was
This is
hilarious, actually.
that was just.
Also, now that Alan's not here, I want to just confirm for the viewers at home that no, there is no such thing as a drop bear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that was.
definitely
no,
is
there's
not a
definitely-
real thing.
No, it's definitely not.
I didn't think it was a real thing, but then he was like convinced, so I was like, wait, am I wrong?
This man has
You fell victim to one of the classic blunders.
That guy
Believing in
thinks
Australian.
it's real, so.
Alright, so we got 3 heroes from RNG at the top, Rune and Only Flyby hiding below his mid tower or bottom tier 1. I do believe he was unscouted, so this is quite good for EHome if they have their supports in the wrong starting location. They're going to look to zone, and I do believe that. Oh, now they'll see him. Yeah, they saw him with the ward, so they know Tide's bottom now, and they're going to immediately swap the lanes. Never End already walking towards bottom as the Brewmaster moves towards top. 430 in the mid will win the block by just a bit.
Good for him.
Oh, wow, that
That's
was
kind of cool.
deal.
Did you see what Oracle did? Just blocked his creep wave, or the radiant creep wave a little bit, so that'd be even more under tower.
Oh, that's nice. It's very important to get creep control, especially when you have a Razor. The more distance you can get for him, the better it is. And because they got those denies, they also keep Tide level 1.
I just wanted to check, but it was EHome who played the position 4 Clinks previously as well. They played it versus Newbie. That was with the Arc Warden, Death Prophet, Tiny. They kind of had 2-3 positions with the Clinks and the Tiny later on in the game.
Mid lane. We got some action. Purge, quick.
Nailed it.
Land
Nice
'em.
job.
Thanks, man.
All right.
Was that a banish into a tossback or something?
Indeed it was.
Is everyone just being inspired by this James Tiny CDC?
I mean, it
onto
makes
something?
sense, right? It's one of those mechanics that's just kind of impossible to deal with.
It's
What do you
like a
do when you're
hook.
tossed? Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
hook that doesn't require skill to land. You just toss him.
Yeah,
Worked
he
for
just
Aragorn.
he just has boots. You're a support with like 200 and something move speed, and he's got 330.
Yeah.
He's just walking towards you. What do you do?
I don't know. And look, he's actually set up again. They're going to look to do it. And yeah, this is what I'm talking about. They're just walking at him. Toss back. Cold feet. Stun. That's a kill. Like that. That's it.
Oh.
Wait, does level 1 toss have the same range as all the other levels? It doesn't go up, right? Yeah,
Don't give Ice Rock ideas,
it's,
dude.
It's 1300.
Don't give him ideas.
I
No, it's
do.
fine.
I
don't think Tiny is overpowered enough to the point that they need to. They need to
but
nerf
it
that,
should
but-
be nerfed, I think. 1,300 every level could easily scale from like 7 to 9, 11, 13. Because you know,
Yeah.
we've seen Faith Beyond even on the core Tiny. He's always maxing stun for the plus damage. Because you don't need to itemize to toss back. Or skill build, right?
Got it. See?
Wait.
Still
what?
here.
Nice job, Kevin.
Thanks, man.
3 for 3.
It was kind of accidentally checking the lane too, so it wasn't even like I saw him die.
Do you think that you can get the first 20 kills of the game?
It's looking really good so far, yeah, because I've definitely nailed all 3. Caught all 3.
Confidence, I like it.
Is that Lanham's bottle already? Does that belong?
Yes, that is Lanham's.
Man,
Good for him.
he is already looking pretty farmed.
Clink's just giving him the zone.
Give him the zone. What do you mean by that?
Haven't you ever heard that jingle?
No.
Get in the zone.
Oh, true. Yeah. Don't give that
I
brand
won't
free
say it.
exposure,
I
though.
won't
Please,
say the
we're not
other
getting
part.
paid for that. Mid lane, still Setsu just beating the Storm. It's kind of to be expected. Although, 15-9 to 6-4. This is pretty bad.
That is pretty bad.
Not looking good.
It's actually so far ahead.
Storm sure it's a catch up here, but yeah, that is pretty one-sided.
You mean a catch-up hero?
A catch up here, yes.
Were you here when I talked about that?
Yep.
What about you, Kyle? Whenever
No.
Nahaz says ketchup, he always says ketchup, like,
Just put your camera
He turned
on
into a pile of bones, dude.
Just put your camera
I
on
was
Lanham,
there.
dude. Just put your camera on Lanham.
Okay. I'm going to take my hands off and talk about ketchup versus ketchup. Whenever Nahaz says ketchup, he always says it like the condiment, you know?
Okay.
Just keep an eye on that.
I thought they were pronounced the same.
No.
Catch up and catch up.
Catch and catch.
Yeah, that's what I
Get
said.
it? Catch.
Catch up and catch up.
Catch. Get it? It's 2 different pronunciations.
No, I think
No?
I'm missing it.
You're the same. You probably say condiment as well.
At least I don't say aluminium.
Yeah, Basskip.
Looking at you. Owen.
Aluminum.
Let's not get into language. Let's stick with the Dota 2 action.
Missing kills.
Yes.
Okay.
As typical to what we've seen out of the China region so far, it's oftentimes a more passive laning phase. Things tend to heat up in the mid game as both squads prepare to fight around the Roche pit. But till then, it's going to be...
Is Lanham looking for something mid again? They imprisoned, but okay, not fast enough.
It's because I looked. That's why. It's like quantum mechanics. You know, if you observe
right.
it, then
Right,
the
you,
kill's
you
not going to
collapsed
happen. It could have happened. It was like a
Yeah.
50-50, but as soon as I took a look.
Hmm.
All right, here we go. We got one. Lanham, do it. No, he's just waiting, dude. He's like, go ahead. Just try to get away. I wonder why he didn't show there. Probably because he didn't want them to know that he was here, just in case, you know?
It makes
Something like
sense.
that.
Yeah.
He'll bottle up the rune, give his...
He's applying if he's in fog, he's applying pressure to 430.
Yeah, because he's more worried about getting
If he
ganked,
ever
but
gets imprisoned, he might die. He gets tossed into the tower and then avalanched.
I love this decision from Monet. A lot of carries, I think, underestimate the importance of just upgrading their boots before Midas in combative lanes. Because you're not in a position where you're just totally free farming, these treads force Faith Beyond to play far more passive in the laning phase.
I'm slightly surprised about treads over phase myself, but
You just have to on CK, because your illusions don't get the plus damage,
I guess.
but they do get the stats and the attack speed.
Suppose they don't get the armor either.
Yeah.
Because treads really is the value item now.
Yep.
But in terms of fighting, it's a little bit better to go phase, generally. But, I mean, his lane is free farm anyway, so I
Yeah,
guess it doesn't
exactly.
really matter.
I'd agree with you on almost every hero but CK. You also don't have too many armor troubles. You're often buying like an armlet or AC later in the game.
That's true.
The
or
treads are so-
generic stats.
The treads are so nice for lane control and denies as well. The extra damage and attack speed means you can click down your own creeps just that little bit faster and keep the wave where you want it.
And not miss your last hits because you can't attack
Yeah,
quick enough kind of thing.
Yeah, and you've got huge damage variance as well on CK. So what else is what else is this Clink's been up to? It seems like Flyby's kind of given up on the lane. Clink's is just trying to run side pulls and
The map is kind of flipped in
Shenanigans.
some ways. Like both off lanes are having trouble, is what it seems like. Faith Beyond maybe a little bit more. I guess last hits are about the same. More experience for Tide, but Faith Beyond is more gold. They'll still be able to counter. I don't know how much the Dispel does to illusions, but it doesn't one-shot them, I don't believe. So hypothetically, if Faith Beyond's too far behind, CK will still be survivable. But
Yeah, unfortunately for my man 430, I feel like everything for EHome is doing fine, with the exception of the Storm's game. Currently sitting 1,000 gold behind both cores on the side of RNG. Trying to recover in the jungle. Will Shrine up as well.
he blocked the big camp.
Oof, that's
It didn't.
he tried to kill fast.
Yeah, he tried to kill fast enough, but it didn't.
Yeah. He got the other
didn't get
strike
it
at
in
least.
time. But it's got golems in it.
That's true.
That sucks.
it takes so long to kill these.
That wasn't too bad. Plus, it's going to make his last hits look better for observers, so
Yeah.
It's true. It's a good point.
just say he's doing great.
Stat
Dude, look at all
padding.
these last hits.
Catching up.
Oh, this looks
Bottom
bad.
lane. TP, will it land? Ooh.
Okay, he definitely should have strafed and gone for that one.
Yeah,
that was 100%
wow,
a
that's a
kill.
good point. Why would he save strafe there?
I mean, I thought he was going to live personally, but Razor started doing a lot more damage at the end. But yeah, he 100% could have killed him.
Something happened in the trees top.
Oh,
Someone's
hang on.
TPing.
Razor TPing top. He still has some link damage as well. Immediately getting aggressive, but that's a CK. Monet just crushes through the Razor, and now he's going to continue for more. As Setsu shows up. He's got a huge advantage along with the treads. Just banishes as Monet just prepares. And yeah.
All right, I lied. Aren't you going to win the lanes and the game?
Wow, this is not looking great. They even double rotate middle, potentially looking to set up on the Storm. Remember, oh, is he going to ult for this? Is he dead?
That lockdown from
He's
lineup
dead.
was so good.
That was perfect.
The cast point on level 1 ult from Storm is longer, right? It actually gets faster as he levels up. I'm pretty sure.
The animation? Just casting it, really?
I think so. At least it feels that way.
It's not in the tooltip, guys. It
No.
can't be real. I don't believe you.
An accurate tooltip in Dota 2?
I just like how Klinks went top for that
I'll
fight,
check.
and he like looked Faith Beyond in the eyes while Faith Beyond got murdered, but he just couldn't do anything. You know, he's like the child hiding under the bed when his parents get murdered or whatever. Same thing.
What?
Haven't you seen the movie?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Or or they're in a cupboard or something.
Yeah,
looking,
exactly.
Just,
All right,
just
the
looking
monster's
out.
there or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it's such a dark.
I'm sure there's a
Don't you like
TV
horror
tropes
movies?
page for this. Like this specific thing probably has a name and it has a TV tropes page.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, everything has a TV tropes page. Let's be real. However, I don't know what trope EHome would have to lean on to come back in this one. It is
Definitely
looking quite
affirmative
grim.
action.
All right, maybe I lied to you. Maybe the
not
cast
true.
animation doesn't change. It feels like it does, but the wiki does not.
They scanned for the brew approach. He's got just the old split ult. That's a dead A. Probably he's got a 10 stick. Okay, with Storm definitely
He's
dead.
definitely dead. However,
Wait, he had a self. Okay, he didn't get it off.
Monet's in some trouble. They're going to need to teleport in here, and in fact, they do. Fly by. You can see there's the teleport of the Tide. I have Ravage. You cannot make this dive happen.
I love this set so much, dude. It looks way scarier too. If I saw this guy coming,
Can you
I
get
would
a?
definitely
Can you zoom in? He looks like
Absolutely.
the bird brother of the new Necro set.
it's like a turtle. It's more of a turtle, actually. I guess turtles and birds kind of look similar. You could argue, with their beaks. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
They both have beaks.
Dude, do you know snapping turtles have like terrifying mouths?
Oh yeah, like
They've got like a couple hundred teeth.
it's like the backwards teeth or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of catches fish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
I've seen one of those pics.
Also, turtles have been known to help stranded swimmers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dolphins too. Thanks, bros.
Cool.
This is a subreddit, I think, animals being bros. I'm a big fan.
And you are just a big Reddit promoter here.
Only the good parts of it. I feel like it's
Tiny getting run out at bottom. He's in the trees though.
it's
He really is.
Toss back. Storm
know.
still got mana though.
Yeah, the arcane win on Ferrari should be enough to secure the kill, and in fact, it does. 8-3 now.
That was his 4th kill. 4-1 and 2 here on Tiny. Game's going well.
Yeah, he's. Oh, I was just about to bring up the point about the 2 different 4 positions, and I feel like one 4 position has done 100 times more than the other one.
Yeah.
The
Dude, this-
Tiny has been everywhere.
I was about to say, it looked like the top tower was dead. I was like, wait, what? How is the tier 2 gone already? But it's just that the creep wave got
I am
behind.
shocked that RNG have managed to take so many buildings by this point in the game with this lineup.
Yeah, I'm scared for them. Like, Monet's just running in. Oh, okay, they're thinking about it. Now they're all, okay, interesting.
They got Ice Blast too. They could definitely kill somebody.
Yeah, I thought they were going to make something happen. Really nice ward in the dire jungle placed by themselves just to
baby.
scout out this aggression.
That always feels bad though when you're like, I know my jungle's going to get taken over, so I'm going to ward my own jungle.
I agree to
But
an
it's
extent.
the best play that they can make here because they don't
Mhm.
have control of the bottom side of the map. Tiny's just holding down the bottom lane. This is what happens when you lose tier 1s and don't take any in return. They just strangle you on the map.
Oh, look at this. Hey, Afu, once again, will be taken out. Not really much you can do there. This is going to be a tough game for our AA. There's a lot of catch potential.
And this is where we come back to maybe talking about like why is AA so highly prioritized? I can kind of get it this game. They've got some setup for it. And the magical damage is nice.
I don't think I've seen a single game with A where I was like, wow, it's very, visually obvious that he like is really good in lane or something. There has to be something else.
That he was the best support for the situation.
What if it's like Roche fight stuff?
Vision? Like he's got two different vision granting abilities.
I was gonna say I think that it's just a good hero. The kit, if you think about it, you've got a tool to harass in lane. You've got a stun. You can provide vision both in fights and to increase your warding efficiency, and your ult prevents all healing. You also have damage amp.
Your skills are all really unreliable, though.
Sure, but that's why these are some of the best players in the world. I feel like we can count on Afu. This is a top 3 TI player to be able to land his spells reliably. He also has a ton of frontline for himself.
Yep.
You have a lot of stuns to set up. Monet now with the Midas, farming. Looks like he'll be going for a armlet next. I agree with the choice. I think that they're going to hit a really nice item synergy timing between him and Setsu. You've got a Kaya up on the OD, Blink to follow, and you're going to be able to find initiation and then just look to roll through. EHome, we're going to need a big Bruce split to win any sort of fights in the mid game. Lan finishing his Blink bottom. Should have that complete momentarily, just a creep wave away.
Unless it gets ganked. They're kind of playing nearby. Maybe they're just worried about enemy rotations or something, but what's your favorite item for CK after Armlet?
In this game, I might just go Heart. I think it's situational.
Yeah, he probably doesn't need a blink this game. I think that's mostly the decision. Like, do you need to get a blink on your Chaos Knight? But he's got a lot of other heroes to start fights for him.
I know a lot of players that swear by Armlet into Echo Saber, but it's really just a personal preference.
Why? What? I don't get at all how Echo Saber is good on CK for the cost. It just doesn't feel worth it to me.
Oh, bottom lane, Lan he really wanted to finish the Blink Dagger, gets a bit aggressive under tower. He will pay the price with his life, or no.
Nice timing.
AA ult is going to whiff. Will they have the damage? Holy, he lived.
That was such a sick TP. It wasn't even like hidden. He was just like, I'm out, dude. I just got to get out of here.
Well, it's so nice when you TP in the
That's
spots
insane.
that like block somebody else's pathing as well. And they have to kind of weirdly waddle around.
That didn't even happen, though. He just like walked up to him and was like, oh, no.
Dude, I feel like what just happened kind of demonstrates the issue with the EHome lineup that I fail to recognize, as I do often. No tower push. They can't hit buildings. Even though they make this play bottom, look, they're not going to get the tower. There's another AA blast up already.
I thought it was the RNG lineup that didn't have a whole lot of building damage, but EHome's is also in a similar spot. I think I got baited by seeing the Clinks in the draft, but then it's a position for Clinks, so he doesn't actually like sit and hit buildings or have a whole lot of items. So
He hasn't really done that much, 0, 1, and 2.
Nope. He's owned the Tide a little bit, but Tide hasn't been shut out of this game. He's got 77 CS. He's just been jungling and catching up just fine. So
Speaking of which, let's take a look at that net worth. Right, observers?
Yep.
He's farming fine. 5,000 gold.
By the way, for those of you at home who might be wondering, it is Kevin Purge Godek.
For the 4 possible professional Dota 2 observers that might be watching this broadcast, that was for you.
And the fans who want to see the network.
I mean, do they care?
Yes. if you've ever seen Twitch
right.
chat when you're on last hits past 10 minutes, they'll get you.
It's my strat. I just don't check.
I personally think that once we hit 30, we just need to leave it on buyback status, just for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
No,
So
that's
you
false.
really know.
You need some peeks back to net worth. Come on.
Did Storm? Okay, Storm scouts this. Doesn't get gone
Like
on.
you're
Yeah, but this
casting
is-
the game from my mini map. It's good.
This is a dangerous place for EHome at the moment.
At least we have extra large mini map.
That's true. That's true. So CK Echo Saber though, I just don't even think it's that needed. Like you crit every 4 seconds, getting like an extra attack isn't good. It would be if the Chaos Strike was still like a passive chance to proc, but it's kind of an expensive item for what it does.
Yeah.
I'd rather just buy like work towards the
bottom
heart.
lane. OD in trouble, but I'm pretty sure he can just astral himself into blink away. That's what he's going to try to do here. Yeah.
He's gone. All right, well, that's a primal split used for a whole lot of nothing.
I think that you can interrupt that if you have the Razor's plasma field over the OD astral before he blinks out, but otherwise it's going to be every time. Highly recommend those of you at home, you want to improve your play. It is much easier to blink out of Netherworlds, be you Disrupted or Astral or you'll spam a quick cast key bound to your Blink Dagger. But we got to fight. Initiation on the Faith Beyond. He had no split, which means he has no hope. He goes down. 30 seconds on the deck as all 4 heroes from RNG connect. The Tidehunter still looking to shove out top lane.
The fight looked like it was going to be a lot more severe with the Clinks dropping his ulti. That was really weird. And he dropped his ulti and he started attacking CK, and I'm just like, what? Dude, your 4-position Clinks, he has to go for like OD and supports is the only thing he can do. Oh, they're gonna Ravage Storm. Okay.
Well, that's a lot of damage. All right.
It was.
The other thing to point out there with the Astral Escape is that the Fire Panda's aura ticks once per second.
Yeah,
it's actually awful. It does, like sometimes you pop it and then you have
nothing.
Yeah, you have the time. It like has a half a second for the aura to be applied as well.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't tick for a second and a half.
Same with Radiance, really. Like,
yeah.
Even if somebody has a Radiance, you can very easily like see the debuff and like be a terrible player and still blink away in time. I have a lot of experience with that.
Being a terrible player?
Yes, I'm blinking away in time even when Radiance affects me, because it takes like a whole second to deal damage.
It's true.
Are there kind of two OD builds? Because this OD build feels like he doesn't even need to get very many auto attacks down before he's willing to pop the ulti, right? Like he's against Brewmaster and the Razor. I think he's actually just going to be willing to pop them before they get any of their items or spells off.
Clinks too.
Yeah, this BKB on Neverend has got to do some serious work. He needs a link, and he needs to get super...
He needs like a full link.
Yeah, he needs to try and just make something happen. Oh, nice blink away from LANM. They brust the smoke. That is very unfortunate for EHome.
Did you say breast the smoke?
Broke.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hang on. Nothing. Just fishing.
If RNG make Grand Finals, I don't know if Tiny's going to make it through a single game. Because LANM's looking amazing on it, and James has also been sick. So.
Yeah, I agree with that. The hero's definitely been massive. He got a lot slower this game after he got killed, and he's got his Blink Dagger now, but they haven't really been... Yeah. Maybe they're just content with the farming. I mean, they're so far ahead, actually.
Yeah, and the problem is that because you have this CK versus Brew, it's just not realistic for you to be able to win fights. And as you can see, LANM once again with the quick blink out.
I think he walked this way maybe, or balled by the tower, so with the ball beginning, LANM quickly realized that he was spotted, so they'll probably even get a D ward in this area, or maybe just assume Clinks.
Yeah, the downside, I'll just explain. So the CK versus Brew, when you're this far ahead, to your point, you're not pressured to do anything, because even though you've got this massive net worth advantage, you're doubling up Faith Beyond. If you show up to a fight, you're still actually outmatched by the Brew, because your illusions from the Phantasm just die immediately to the AoE Dispel, the Storm Panda. And then you're just a CK with an Armlet and a Midas. You'd like to finish this BKB, preferably get a heart, maybe even an AC before things get frisky. And you know you're playing into the Razor BKB as well. However, posturing on the high ground, the link comes up and but look at that, the Force Staff already on flyby. Now the A ult coming through, the Oracle ult is well on top, but he has got no damage. Link on cooldown. Xingqiu will pop the ultimate on the high ground. Afu in some trouble, does not have much armor, but unfortunately, Xingqiu, he's going to just die to the CK Setsu. Once again, the defensive Astral should be able to blink away here as CK continues. Monet just beating into him. And the blink away was easy.
You can blink after this for sure.
Yep,
he gets him.
Storm? Okay, they're going to Ravage. Catches Neverend on the tail end, but I don't think they're going to have quite enough catch as Monet now on top of Faith Beyond does not have a Blink Dagger available.
Toss.
Monet still chasing. Okay, the Brute's going to get out. Sorry, I was watching the wrong area of the map. My observer, I should have listened to you as the buddy system fly by with an anchor smash. That was, what, a 3 for 0? 4 for 0?
They lost AA. He died to the Clinks ulti, but...
What? He did?
Yeah, he did.
Did he run back into it?
No. He ran away from it the whole time, but it was just targeting him pretty much the entire time. He ran towards the small camp.
I clicked on him. I saw he survived with 20 health, and I was like, okay, he made it.
No, I think there was one more very slow projectile chasing after him.
Yeah. I thought he survived. I mean, the fight was essentially Brew split. Ulti didn't do that much. Clinks ulti at best killed AA.
They got no value out of their Razor at all. He BKB'd at a quarter HP, and he absorbed the False Promise as well. And he had a 15 damage static link. Like, he's got some net worth, but they're not leveraging it at all because RNG are just kiting him.
And they're able to kill Storm Spirit too.
Yep.
I mean, it's actually really hard for him to react because Reality Rift is pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
And it moves your hero too, so it's very easy to like not realize what happened. And all it takes is for them to slap a once for them all to get a Chaos Strike proc.
Oh my god, OD is a BKB, guys. And unrelated, but I love the decision by Flyby. I think his itemization this game has been on point. The casual Bassi, we've talked about why we like that so much. Hang on, initiation up top, Xingqiu. Tossed in the air, Xingqiu is now tossed into the cemetery because he is down for the count. 30 seconds.
Casual Bassi?
The Tide Hunter. Along with the Hood into Force Staff. And now queuing up for a Solar Crest. I really just like the Force specifically is necessary. And if you think about it, if your OD is this far ahead, you don't want him to have to go back for one. And it's not as if Lan M can...
You need a 1 for a Razor, basically. And it's very easy for him to get it. So in combination with like movement speed and wind lace that he has in his backpack now, but in phase, he's actually really quick. So he can kind of get in and out of the fights and make sure that like the one thing that Razor needs to actually become a semi-competent hero in these fights is just instantly nullified with the first 2,000 gold. And usually it takes like a support to buy this, but it's very cool for Tide to prioritize it, even if at cost of losing a Vlad's, which would be kind of nice.
Force is really nice against Storm as well. And at this early stage, like having to zip on top of somebody after you've already done a long jump, that costs that's like your escape mana. That's like the 200 or 300 mana that you were saving to leave the fight at the end that you might be forced to use.
Well, what's happening in that pit? You guys see that? That was real weird.
They
Lan M
started and they left.
finds Sin Q. Does not have stun up just yet. Now we'll cast it. Didn't get the combo damage, that means, but it's not relevant because he still finds a solo kill.
Jeez.
And, you know, we talked about the Clinks versus the Tiny relationship being Clink's favorite at the start, but now that Lan M has a 15 armor advantage. Wait, 18. He gets 18 armor from level 2 grow.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Yeah, they've been buffing it.
No wonder this hero is getting picked now.
Because as a support, he's actually just invulnerable.
He's got 2,000 HP and almost 20 armor.
Gain. Yeah.
It's 20 minutes into the game.
It ain't bad. Just random kill.
There was no way to catch that one.
Don't worry about it.
I agree with you.
This is looking like RNG just running away with it, folks. Monet's got the ultimate up, but he's actually going to raise never immediately BKBs.
Got so scared, dude.
He saw Monet and just right away.
I like Monet going for the like intimidation hits. Just like, I know you're TPing all the way back to the fountain, but
I mean, understandably that he'd be scared, right? Because if OD's around or something, and he gets stunned, it could be like Blink Tide Ravage.
Stun, go check out Innocence real quick, guys. All the way in the What
Look at me, I'm jungling this potato.
This is how you know things are getting a little grim.
I mean, he also put a ward here, there. But he's actually been jungling for 2 minutes, it looks like.
They found a hero? Okay, they found Storm. I thought
he certainly could be sitting here and potentially save his allies.
That's true. I don't think they realized this, but if
RNG don't know that he's not there.
Yeah, if they had just initiated on Ferrari there, he would have died like 100-0.
This is what happened. You know, he knows that RNG are gonna respect the fact that there's no way that Innocence is stupid enough to be here farming these camps, but because of that, he can get away with it. There you go. Next level. He might die.
If he gets a bounty rune out of it, it's worth it.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
This Clink's build is kind of vulnerable. He went the same thing yesterday. Oh my god. He just knew. He probably saw him run past this here earlier because the Radiant Ward and Sentry pair. So he probably knew that he was waiting for the bounty rune. Now he's checked here, realizes it's gone. And that's got to be real confused. He's like, wait, I killed the Clinks, but our bounty rune is missing? He'll never know.
You can check the replay.
Innocence got away with murder practically. Oh, it's going to snipe this replay. This
no.
courier with 5 hits.
Wait,
I'm pretty sure
did the courier see him?
I thought it did.
Nobody pinged him, though.
True.
He saw the courier, though, and he's worried that it saw him. So, all right.
There's
Trying to get him to BKB.
It feels like, how is this lead so big? I mean, it's 18-4, but it feels like RNG have just casually taken complete and utter control of this game. And it's been like 15 minutes.
I mean, look, the Storm versus OD discrepancy is how much net worth?
Wow.
That's a lot.
I mean, look at the KDAs.
It's like 7K.
Dude, he has 306 CS on OD. Holy crap.
This hero farms with a good start, especially with the change to Equilibrium, where you don't have to like just activate it to.
You can just like hit neutrals all the time.
Yeah. We're back to like OD flash farming. Look at this. He's got some mana regen. He's got a Kaya, and
he even turn it on.
He doesn't have to leave it. Yeah, he doesn't even have to leave Arcane Orb off at all. And now it has Splash.
This hero, we're probably going to see this more. Faith Beyond, though.
Probably,
he's got a Blink Dagger, but do they have vision of this? Yeah, they do. They're going to initiate immediately, but the BKB popped by Setsu. Afu dies immediately. Now tossed up in the air is Lan M. The Clink's army is down. Should be able to pick up their second support kill, but oh wait, that's not support. That's Flyby. That's a Tide Hunter, but he is very beefy. Will he be beefy enough is the question. Answer, no. He goes down 2 for 0. Much needed engagement won by EHome there, but it just doesn't even put a dent in the overall goal disparity. 1,123 the change. That does not seem like a lot. But the experience, though, if we can go back to that real quick, this is the shift, because the experience changes are still calculated thanks to the old comeback system, like experience really was never changed, but the gold, that's what's shifted back and forth, or at least a few times, thanks to Ice Frog tweaking the numbers. And they pick up Y immediately after that engagement, stems some of the damage.
Well, they get some levels, but I don't know if it's going to make the short-term difference. Klink's still level 12 here. Still pretty far away from an Axe, considering that he can't sit around hit creeps. His performance this game has definitely felt pretty inadequate, 0-5-4, but it's just like EHome can't fight or doesn't feel good about fighting. And in the meantime, Royals just avoids things. It's kind of what it's felt like to me.
And now they're just going to get Roche.
Yep.
Yep.
Not much you can do about it on the side of EHome.
We haven't even really seen the Hex on the OD. I was a little bit worried when they jumped in there that the Brewmaster was just going to get insta-hexed, and then they would turn it around, but Setsu just BKB'd and ran.
Monet's got an illusion rune. It really is the best rune on CK.
Yeah. It's so nice, actually. Have you ever tried Manta style in CK?
Mm-hmm.
It actually feels kind of okay these days.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I don't know where it went, actually. Used to be core. Just CK,
I don't know
Armlet,
about
Manta,
that.
Heart.
I don't know about that, but I don't know about always.
No, the mana is hard, but
Yeah, also true.
he's got mana pool issues.
Setsu picks up another free kill on the Oracle.
And he would have too little damage and attack speed generally with that build in the past. But now that like treads and
430.
Midas
They saw
gives
him with the
you-
courier.
What?
Oh my god,
What?
now he has to be KB. Oh my, RNG, they just got an invitation into the Dire base, and I do expect them to RSVP as Monet goes to work on the tower. And leaves initiated on, taking a bunch of damage, but the 4-staff away. Never End already having the link popped with only 45th stolen damage. 430's got to be careful without the BKB. As Monet just slowly begins to heal himself up with those crits. He's just hit level 18. That's what they were waiting for. Now he'll have the maxed out Phantasm. Would not be surprised to see RNG get frisky here, but they are concerned about the Faith Beyond Blink Brew. Posturing still outside of the base. Aegis up on the OD as Monet heals a bit in the jungle. I think Afu's got to be the one head on a swivel. He has been consistently gunned for. EHome demonstrating that they recognize his importance as the primary target. 0-4. Responsible for 2/3 of his team's deaths. But hey, if you're the 5-position support, you don't mind that so much.
Yeah. He just needs to sit back and drop his ulti and everything's fine. And it looks like Royal doesn't really want to even try too hard right now. Dire Scan, they're smoking forward. They might be able to catch OD. Oh, this is pretty good. They see him now. They know where he's going to be, so they can initiate without his blink going off, most likely.
You say this, but the problem is they already lost the 4 bounty runes. That gold lead just jumped up 3,000, 4,000.
God. Here it comes.
He blinks out. Still has BKB and the Aegis. Remember, he's got to be careful. But he will just BKB and run away. Now turning around with the Hex. He's linked, but who cares? His orb is doing damage based on his intellect, and that's pure, baby. They chase forwards. Faith Beyond. He'll TP out.
It's pretty close to AC now, too. So
Yep.
just getting more and more ahead. Good luck doing damage to Razor. And Clinks, too. If they're running out with the Vlads, I don't know if they yeah, they do. Vlads and AC.
It might just be waiting for level 20 at this point on the CK.
For the GPM, right?
No. Reality Rip PS. Oh, wait. Faith Beyond dead. Did we catch that one?
Caught
Observer?
it. There he is. All right. He's gone now. It looks like they did a blink, scythe, no ulti, but scythe right clicks, if I had to guess.
And the fight recap would back you up, probably.
Wow.
Top lane, Monet looking to push down. No buyback on Faith Beyond. That's a big concern. There is an Ags on Clinks, though. He drops some skeletons, but alas. Not much doing there as RNG looks to initiate. And oh my god, Setsu. Setsu, leave him alone. Leave him alone. Faith Beyond going forward, but that's the Aegis hero. Keep in mind, BKB is up on the OD. Monet goes forward, pops the Phantasm and the ult, but Faith Beyond will counteract, immediately dispelling all those illusions with the Storm Panda. Monet in a ton of trouble. Going to have to armlet toggle if he wants to live here. Flyby thrown up in the air, but he still has Ravage. You got to be careful. Ooh,
Good banish.
really nice banish. Will he be able to get the blink away? Possibly Centaur with the stomp, and yep, there goes Monet. He's out of here, no problem. Now Faith Beyond, he's going to be immediately hexed, and Setsu is just, he's just a beast. He's just absolutely a beast right now.
Clinks on team.
And they're 23,000 gold ahead.
He slapped that creep and he just got 900 health. It's oh my god.
It's at a point where you might just want to GG. Like go back to the drawing board. This first game, all RNG all the time. 430, he'll zip back, try and clear this creep wave, but will not be in time to save the racks as they actually just, once again, kill off these Clinks. What are they? The skeleton archers, I guess?
Yeah, skeleton army or something. Burning army.
Burning army.
I don't know what they're called.
Yeah. And suddenly the OD is true building damage with the Solar Crest active buff. The Monet AC is en route, and a bunch of stolen intellect as well.
Skeleton archers.
Yeah, this is over, isn't it?
Like,
EHome, what are you gonna do here? Setsu is just hitting the racks. All right. Move forwards. Initiation 430 immediately backs out. There's a big link off on the Razor. The Oracle ulti to follow up as well. Just getting beat into though. 430. He's got a BKB active. Lanam in a bunch of trouble, but with 27 armor, he's near indestructible. And there's a Ravage. It will miss 430. The hammer, I believe, landed on the Razor. He should go down in just a moment, and in fact, he shall die. That's got to be it, right? AA blast into the fountain. It'll whiff as Clink's TP's out, but it does appear as if RNG will take what they came for. 2 racks secured, and yeah, it's over. 30,000 gold,
Jeez.
33 minutes. One of the fastest games we've seen all qualifier. RNG looking dominant.
One of the interesting things about this game is I feel like both teams borrowing a little bit from CDC.
Yeah.
In the case of EHome, they picked the Razor really early. They lost to it yesterday. CDC played it, but they picked it reasonably late in the draft. And like they were only really counterpicking the the offlaner in this situation, so it didn't really work. Meanwhile, RNG, they borrowed like the Tiny, and I would say the Tide, they've been playing it a little bit, but CDC have also been playing it, and that works out fantastically. So
I feel like taking Clinks and you already have Oracle Razor, like we saw it as a good CK game. Then you take Clinks and it's a great one. And sure, the Brew's the hard counter, but you're in a position where you can no longer draft for your own synergy because you have to address the picks of RNG. You need to counter the CK to have any hope of winning. And now you're in a position where you have no real stuns in your draft. 430 falls behind. Who's now the playmaker for the side of EHome? You know, there's no stuns, there's no catch, there's no ability to make plays.
That's kind of what the game felt like. It was like it felt to me like Royal just wasn't fighting, like they were just passive farming, but really they were getting occasional kills, not a lot, but just like a few. And on the other side, EHome was never getting kills himself. So it's like a Clinks who ideally should be like showing up to fights surprisingly, dropping his ulti and contributing to kills, or Razor doing the same thing, or Brewmaster doing the same thing. But they just didn't have anybody to start the fights. It was like Brew would walk up, pop ulti, and just do this like super long distance rundown, which isn't a good way to take a fight. So initiation definitely was an issue. It would have had to be Storm or something, but Storm was also behind. Right. So it was hard.
I'm not sure there was a last 2 picks that could have won this draft for EHome after the 7th pick CK, because you show your first 3 picks in the Oracle Razor Clinks that you guys already mentioned have no control. There's no stun. There's no solid lane configuration, where on the other side you have that AA that shows scary trialing potential. You have the Tide Hunter that's going to win a lot of lane matchups really hard. And we all saw the CK, Kyle in particular saw the CK pick coming, and then you're just like, you need those last 2 picks in the draft to provide you so much. I'm not really sure that there is a pair of heroes that checks all of those boxes.
Yep.
I think the other thing you see as well is that Brewmaster can't play from behind. Like Tide Hunter, you can pick it early in the draft because it can always kind of catch up. Brewmaster, I feel like if you're going to pick him, he needs to be winning his lane. He needs to be like aggressively pressuring, using the crit to get damage down, harassing. You want to get that instant kill pretty much right away as you get level 6. Like you want the person that you're laning against to be afraid of you, and they just didn't have that factor at all here. I don't know if it could have looked a little bit better if maybe they had changed the support pairings. Like I don't know if Jin-Q would have helped if he was top instead, because I feel like maybe the Razor could have zoned out the Tide regardless, but doesn't change very much.
Win some, lose some. That's the name of the game. Some lose more than others, and some always win, like my boy Kevin here at YouTube/Purge Gamers. You, however, at home, don't go anywhere, because we're going to grab a seat in the lobby, go get a drink, a snack. 6 minutes from now, we're going to be right back with Game 2, EHome versus RNG. Loser goes home, winner goes on to face CDC in that grand final to determine who from China will join their brethren in Shanghai at TI9. 1 sec.